Logic Pro iPad users, we've got a brand new producer pack for you here in Logic Pro for iPad. So in this video, we're going to take a first look at what we've got going on. This is the Hardwell producer pack. It's an EDM pack. I've already covered it in GarageBand. You can check that video up there or down in the description. What have we got here, though? It's slightly different for you Logic Pro folks. We've got 400 Apple loops, yep. 5 drum machine designer kits, yep. More than 40 Alchemy Synth patches, yep. 100 samples. Didn't see that in GarageBand because GarageBand doesn't do samples. And we've got a live loops grid. We're going to dive into this. We're going to do it in real time. We're going to explore it together. The first thing you need to do is jump here into your sound library. So from your front screen here, where you've got all of your sound packs, just hit the See All button and you can tap on the Hardwell pack. Hit the Get button and you're ready to go. If you want to preview it, just hit this button. And you get some cool stuff. You can even play a video if you tap on that one there. Let's hit the Done button there. Let's go into Tracks mode to start things off here. So we're going to tap Tracks mode. We're going to go and open an audio track here. And we're going to start experimenting with this. Now, again, if you wanted to know where to download it from, the sound library here. So you need to tap in the bottom left, tap on sound library, and here's where you need to get it from if you don't get it from that front screen. But we're going to assume that, like me, you've got it here and you're ready to rock and roll. So how do we actually access all of this stuff? Well, we can go into the loops by tapping loops here. Now it's similar to GarageBand if you saw that one, except we need to use this filter button here to find it. Now it's a little bit more clunky. We've got to scroll down over here on the left by just sort of flicking down, going to sound packs and coming across here. These are a little bit harder to read. This is one of my criticisms of Logic Pro, but don't worry about it because once you find Hardwell, you can tap on that one and here's all of your loops. Just hit Done on that and you can use all of these loops. To preview a loop, you just tap it. And to bring it into your project, you can just tap it, drag it, and drop it either onto your grid like this, or the other thing you can do with this is actually drag it. Be careful if, like me, you've got your preview set there where you can just tap them and move them around. Or the other thing you can do is actually tap it and drag it onto a track header here, and you can start a sample Alchemy, a quick sampler, a drum machine designer with these samples, with these loops. So that's pretty cool. That's a cool thing that we can do there using this. Let's just go the quick sampler, for instance, by tapping on that one there, and you can see here it creates a sampler track, and now we can actually play it using our keyboard instrument, which is a pretty cool thing we can do in Logic Pro you can't do in GarageBand. All right, let's drop down that one and go back. So that's all of your loops. That's how you access them, and you've got a heap of bass and synth and just a whole bunch of cool stuff in here that you can play around with, some percussion loops and some risers and all sorts of things. If we hit the back button here, we can go into samples. Remember how I said that you had something special here in Logic Pro? You can go into samples and we can do the same thing. We're going to tap on the drop down here. Once again, sound packs, and we very carefully scroll across until we find the Hardwell pack. I wish this was a little easier, or, you know, maybe in alphabetical order would be nice. Let's tap on Hardwell there, and you can see here we've got all of these samples now. So we can, again, we can use our preview buttons to sample these. These are all cool sort of one-shot sample styles. A lot of them are percussion, which is cool, but you got some things in here like the siren sounds, which didn't seem to do anything. They're a bit lower. There you go. You got your kick sounds in there as well. There's a lot of cool stuff in here, but again, most of it's percussion, so you can build out your own kind of kit using this and your drum machine designer. So to use these, again, we can use them as just a single sample, but that's not going to do much. You can just, you leave it here. Let's convert the file to make it match our project. We'll tap on Convert File, and that's just going to put it there as a one shot. But the cooler way to use this is to drag it over here into our track header, and now we can do things like the sample Alchemy, the quick sampler, or even our drum machine designer. Let's tap on that one, and yeah, we can start building out our drum machine by putting our different little patches and putting them here onto our drum pads. And you can create, using this pack, you can create your own little drum kit and play along with a whole bunch of different cool sounds and build out your own drum kit. That's one of the cool things about Logic Pro for iPad, isn't it? It's probably why you're using Logic Pro for iPad right now. So that's your samples there. We also have Alchemy Synth in this one. So we can actually go in here to our instrument patches and we can find these Alchemy Synth patches. I've got to remember my my GarageBand, my Logic Pro here. I've been in GarageBand a lot lately. Let's again go to our sound packs. We're going to scroll across. Again, I wish this was slightly easier to do, but there it is. There's Hardwell. And here we can start using these sounds. So again, I do like this alien pulse bass. There's a bunch of other stuff here. Look, you can explore all of these. There's a bunch of different cool sounds that you can use here in this one. But we can grab this one. In fact, let's grab the big wave lead and let's drag this across. And again, if we drop it on here, we can actually use this as an Alchemy synth. So we can use this big wave. We can use our different Alchemy settings here to adjust the sound and get some cool different sounds in here. We can add effects. We can do a lot of fun things in here. I explain a lot more in my other Logic Pro for iPad videos. You can check all those out. Down in the description, got a whole playlist with more than 30 videos to help get you started in Logic Pro. What about drums, I hear you ask? Well, we got drums out the wazoo here, and we can use those as well by adding a drum sound here. Let's just close everything down here and show you these drums. Now, there's a heap of ways you can use these drum sounds here in Logic Pro. For iPad, you can use them as just one-shot samples, or you can use them using the Drum Machine Designer to just get a feel for what's in these kits. So to do that, we're going to hit the plus button here. We're going to go to Pattern, tap on the More button there. Now, here under Patch Instrument, make sure you've got Instrument Set, Drums, and then Drum Machine Designer. Then hit Create. This is going to open up a brand new pattern here. And what we can do here, I've already done it here, you can see before, but I'll just show you how to do this again. If we tap here onto our filter and come down the bottom here to sound packs, we can scroll across once again and find the Hardwell kits. There it is. We'll tap on that one. And if we go Drum Machine Designer here, you can see we've got the 5 kits up the top here. You can add individual items here, but if you want to just add all of these, let's just say we want this heavy industry. We can just tap on that one and check this out. We've got all of the different kit pieces in here. We can now set ourselves up by tapping some stuff in here. We can set up a cool kind of sound, a pattern here. I've no idea what this is going to sound like. We've been very random with this, and we can use this to record this in. Let's take ourselves a listen, shall we? I don't actually hate that. So you can build out your own kits here. Again, you can use the kit pieces individually as samples as well, or you can add them into your Alchemy synths. You can do so many things. Logic Pro, very flexible, a little more complex than GarageBand, but a lot of cool things you can do with these samples. And finally, this new pack has a live loops grid. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I find live loops here in Logic Pro for iPad kind of clunky, and I've never really bothered exploring it because it's so much easier over in GarageBand, but you can come in here, go to live loops, and if you want to find the loops that you can use in this one, again, you can come down to your sound pack, scroll across until you find Hardwell, tap on that one, and there's all of the different loops that you can use in your live loops grid, if that's how you like to create here in Logic Pro. And that's going to do it for our first look at this brand new sound pack. Some cool stuff here, some cool EDM sounds. I hope you found this one useful. More videos about Logic Pro for iPad in the description, and I'll see you next time.